I'm talking to Dean Price with New Earth Events and Astrology Horoscope today. Actually, this is my dad. How you doing?
I'm doing well.
So we're talking about Bless Fests in Sedona. And I guess you're going to be doing them in Shasta and Hawaii and other places as well. But right now they're happening in Sedona for the next month or so. And so what's a Bless Fest?
Well, a Bless Fest is done in a vortex or a sacred site or a magical place where we have a free event and we bless each other with whatever our various gifts and talents are. So when we do a Bless Fest here in Sedona, I do some astrology and some healing based on a person's astrology, some chakra healing. And then we also do manifestation techniques because the vortexes amplify whatever it is that you set your intentions on. And so it's a great place for making a wish and having it come true very easily and effortlessly. So we'll be doing Bless Fests in Santa Cruz, in Shasta, in all kinds of magical places, Hawaii, etc.
Awesome. Yeah, I actually I helped come up with the idea for Bless Fests, and they sound super fun to me, even though I haven't been to you actually started them up already, and I haven't been to one yet. But I really don't, like to just hang out and chit chat and have small talk with people. I always like to. I'm very social, but I like to get together and do something, creative, or like I like to play music with people or make a movie, or so I really think this sounds fun, and I'm really interested. I've experienced your astrology and your spirit touch, and I think it's really amazing, and I love Sedona. And I also think it sounds really cool, the sound healing stuff that you guys do when you're up there, and some of the other stuff I've heard about. So shall we show some images, and you can kind of just tell some stories about the experience and what's been happening so far at these gatherings, and kind of like just go through some slides. Does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right, so let me share my screen, and all right, so here we go.
This is where I live in Sedona. We're taking this picture from up on Airport Mesa Vortex, looking across the town of Sedona to that's Thunder Mountain, the big one at the top. You just see the bottom of it, and that's Coffee Pot Rock on the right. And where I live is kind of down just below the place I took this photo from. You probably can't see my house here because it's kind of more or less straight down below the vortex that we're taking the picture from. But I wanted to show this slide just to show you where I am right now, actually. I'm not up on top where the picture was taken, but I'm right down below there.
Okay.
So yeah, why don't we look at the next slide? This is taken from fairly close to there. This is actually the top of Airport Mesa Vortex. And this is a friend of mine who came to visit back around February 1st. And she's sitting on right at the Airport Mesa Vortex, looking at the town of Sedona below. You can see that there's still snow on the mountains, and there was snow in town that day and when we went hiking. So this is what it looks like from above where I live. Now this is something that I saw with my sister Erin many years ago from this same spot from Airport Mesa Vortex. And this was over, this is somebody else's photo of the same thing that was seen in another place, but it looked exactly like this. In fact, I saw 4 of them. And what they were doing was going across the horizon above Thunder Mountain, the first slide that we showed. This would have been right above there. And then it went across horizontally and then went down vertically behind Coffee Pot Rock, which we showed in that earlier slide.
Any
And
idea
then
what that is?
I would guess that it's some kind of portal. It was luminous like the moon. It was a perfect rectangle, like you see. It was shaped just like that. I would guess that you could put a whole fleet of flying saucers through there. It was huge, and you could probably, it probably functions like a transporter, like from Star Trek, where you can beam from one place to another. I'm just guessing because I didn't see flying saucers coming through.
A lot of people say they see stuff like that in Sedona and other vortexes, right? Like Shasta and stuff, right?
Yeah, and I saw 4 of them because as soon as this one set behind the Coffee Pot Rock, another one came and did the exact same thing, followed by 2 more. So there were a total of 4 of these that my sister and I saw, and there were 2 other people. We were totally sober. It was sunset. This is exactly what we saw, and I see flying saucers in the sky. I see all kinds of things here in Sedona, and I would call this a portal.
Okay, interesting. So let's see what we have next.
That's a picture of you and me. I think we took this picture, was it 2012?
I don't know.
From the same spot, up above, up on Airport Mesa in that parking area overlooking the same part of Sedona as in the other pictures. This was the shift. This was December 21st, 2012. We were there for a week, and we stayed near Bell Rock.
Yeah, I had a great time on that trip.
Yeah.
So is that Kachina Woman there?
This is Kachina Woman, and this is walking up the trail from the Boynton Canyon Trail. We go off to the right on Vista Trail, and this is as we approach Kachina Woman from below. And I take people up here during my private sessions where people, might get an astrology reading, and when we have these Sedona Vortex experiences and Bless Fests. Now, hold that. Don't keep going. I want to focus in on that last shot.
Oh, you want to go back to this shot here?
Yeah. Yeah, I have something to say there. That's that same photo blown up where the one before, you can see a whole circle of, why don't you go back one more? If you really look, you see like a circular, like rainbow around Kachina Woman. And then where we're going to zoom in is where it's coming out of the ground. Now, I was hoping at the end of the rainbow, I would find a leprechaun and a pot of gold. But I do see something that looks like an alien with a bunch of cactus. And that alien probably is a cactus himself. he sure looks like an alien to me. But you notice there's this rainbow coming out of the ground that ends up making a complete circle around Kachina Woman. So perhaps that is a vortex. I'm not sure what else would explain the shape of that thing, but it's kind of shaped like a circle.
And why do they call it a vortex? What is all this this talk of Sedona vortexes? I mean, what is the vortex?
Okay, well, you can sort of see it very well right here. This is a shot of Kachina Woman once we got up there, And this was taken with a different camera. There's 4 different cameras that have taken shots of Kachina woman on different days, different people. They're all iPhones, so apparently iPhones can see the vortexes better. But you can see it has that the shape of like a spiraling energy coming out of Kachina woman. You can see at the top Kachina woman's face. You see the long chin at the left side, and she has a nose and a long head. Kind of looks like one of those Nefertiti type, long-headed, perhaps aliens. That some people believe that Nefertiti and Akhenaten were aliens from Sirius or somewhere like that. But anyway, so this is Kachina woman from the other side, and there seems to be this eye-shaped vortex energy, which looks like it's spiraling out of her down towards the flat area on the left side of her where all those trees are. And this is where we have our Sedona vortex experiences, right in that area where those trees are, so that the vortex is pointing right at you. Now, vortex is a spiraling kind of energy, like imagine, water going down a drain, and it seems to have the effect of sort of sucking things into, removing things or pulling things out of you. It seems to be a really good energy to clear things. And so to me, a vortex is a spiraling energy that it's like a root chakra energy with the Kachina woman, who's like a Mother Earth goddess. And it seems to really help with manifesting things. So for example, I asked one woman as we were walking up the trail to Kachina woman, I said, what would you like to manifest? Would you like to make a wish? I would like to say a little more about the slide you were showing before. So anyway, so she made a wish, and I asked her, what are you wishing for? She said, I'd like some money. And so we were walking up the trail towards this place, and she found a penny on the trail. And I thought, well, that's Kachina woman's sense of humor. So you ask for money, she gives you money. And then we got to one of these trees.
Yeah, maybe she should have asked for a specific amount.
Yeah, that's one of the lessons is be specific what you're wishing for, because she will help you manifest it. She kind of sucks it into manifestation. It's like it goes from energy into matter, and that's that vortex energy which pulls things from subtle energy into concentrated energy. So anyway, we got to one of the trees below Kachina woman and stopped to do the reading, and we did a reading, and then we got up and looked in the tree. She goes, oh my God, in the branch was a nickel. That really literally was a nickel in the branch. And I go, wow, you're moving in the right direction with that wish of yours. And then she looked at another branch a little further away, and there was, believe it or not, a folded up dollar bill. and so I go, wow, by the time she flies home, she's probably going to be a millionaire the way things are moving in that direction. And then the reading had been about, one of the things was I looked at her chart and she had a strong Chiron, and that means the wounded healer or shaman. And I said, oh, it looks like you're a healer or a shaman. She goes, well, that's interesting. My heritage is Aztec, and my grandmother was the medicine woman of the tribe. And then she looked at another branch in the tree. It was like we were under a Christmas tree or something, because it had all this money in it, and it had this, looked like a Christmas tree ornament with a moon-shaped ornament with a feather, a real feather from a bird attached to it. And I thought, wow, apparently Kachina woman agrees that you're a medicine woman, because she's giving you this kind of initiation gift. And so it's just amazing what you ask for and how it can manifest in these vortexes so well. So here in this picture, this is what I call the healing cave, or the sound healing cave, because when we do our vortex experiences every Saturday morning from 10 to 2 here, we go into this cave right there before we get to Kachina Woman, and you see some people in there. And we bring in some sound healing equipment. We bring singing bowls, Tibetan bells, and my friend Brett has these speakers that you can wear on your back, and we play this omnichord instrument, and you feel all the sound resonating through your muscles, and it's totally relaxing. And this kind of sound healing is what has healed my back. I was totally paralyzed for a while from an injury, and I healed it with sound healing. So we do sound healing in this cave where you see the people standing there, and laying on of hands and other kinds of things. Whatever each person has, we bless each other with those gifts, and we do some of it in the sound healing cave there. And then you see above, there's another one of these portals, and this one is shaped like an eye or a flying saucer. I'm not sure what you would call it, but as we come in there, we've taken lots of pictures like this where you see this eye kind of flying in where we're going to do the healing. And it seems to, what I notice is I've talked to people that are, I know, like in other parts of the country, and they say, I'll get these messages, oh, say hi to Kachina Woman. And I'm like, well, how do you know? It was almost like their eye was there watching us or something. So it's like, I don't know if this is some sort of goddess eye that is kind of joining us and watching us and observing for the healing experience. But that's what it seems like from the energy that we get. So let's look at the next slide.
Okay.
And this is a picture of Kachina Woman. And you notice there's a blue orb at her heart chakra. And there are many other pictures that we're not showing you right now where we see these orbs around people or on the trail or moving up towards different places. But we see lots of orbs when we're in these vortexes. And the cameras, particularly iPhones, can often pick them up. Mm-hmm. I've seen many photos of orbs from different places in the world that iPhones often can see. But here's one on Kachina Woman's heart chakra. So yeah, let's look at the next picture. There we are again in the sound healing cave. And that's Brett there, who does a lot of the sound healing with these woofer speakers that we attach to your back and play instruments. But again, you see this eye-shaped portal above us while we're in the healing cave there. So go ahead and let's go to the next one here. Now we're walking over to Kachina Woman. So we're looking straight up, and this, I'm going to do a slideshow sometime, and I'm just going to call it the many faces of Kachina Woman. You can see her head and her chin sticking out at the top, but if you look at the bottom, there's another face. You can see the eyes and the nose and the mouth and the chin. Do you see that, Emrys, what I'm talking about? At the very bottom in the middle.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
There's faces all over Kachina Woman. This is one of the many.
All right, let me see if I can, there we go.
Yeah, okay, here we go, another one. Stop it. This is when you get right to where we do a lot of the work. Kachina Woman, this totally looks like a face, two big eyes, nose, and a flat mouth towards the bottom there. And we do a lot of the work right there. And it feels like when we're working in there, it's like being in the womb of Mother Earth, because she's a Mother Earth goddess. And it's like people often radically can change their lives. It's like almost like giving birth to your new self. And this is a great place to do that. And remember, that vortex energy is coming out of her. And again, you see right above the face that eye-shaped portal. And here we're doing some healing work right in the, we're in that same place, more of a close-up in that cave-like place. And this is Brett. He's actually wearing the sound healing equipment. That's why he's got wires and headphones on, and I'm listening to it myself. So he's doing sound healing, and we're doing laying on of hands, energy work, so grounding energy, clearing energy. I'm actually working from his crown chakra to his root chakra by putting one hand on his leg. The legs are like the roots of a tree that go into the ground. So this is great place for getting grounded and getting fully into your body. One time I was here, I asked Kachina woman to help me ground and get fully into my body and get rooted in and maybe upgrade my living situation. I was staying at an Airbnb that was not optimal. And as soon as I got home, my roommate got a text that there was a 3-bedroom house available, literally on the other side of the fence and down 2 houses. And we went over there, we drove over there, it took a minute. And the guy offered us the place. He said, if you can come up with the first and last month's rent in cash by tomorrow, it's yours. And we actually moved in that day. So we had basically made the wish, made the request. It was instantly granted when we got home and moved into the house that I live in today, which is, I got so grounded that I moved from an Airbnb visitor to a resident of Sedona within a couple hours of being there.
That's awesome. I always like when people get what they wish for.
Yeah. Now this picture is on the side, the right side of Kachina woman, looking from the sound healing cave. And this looks to me like a guardian. And I actually see many faces there, but the top one is kind of a scary one and an intimidating one. But below it, it looks to me like a reptilian or something, a reptile. I believe these guardians are like protecting Kachina woman. And basically the message I see in this picture is, reptilians beware, I'm going to eat you. So, it's like there's protection spirits and faces all around Kachina woman. These are some of the many faces that we see there. You can go to the next slide. And here's that tree that you could see from the picture we showed before of where that vortex is pointing to. So I'm doing an astrology reading for a woman with her dog and her son sitting there in the middle of that vortex where it's really helping people clear out the old blocks and patterns and programs that they'd like to let go of. This woman later wrote a text to me saying this was the highlight of her Sedona experience, was this session we did here.
What did the kid and the dog think of it?
Well, I don't read dogs' minds, so.
Oh, I can read dogs' minds.
but okay, what is the dog saying?
Oh, well, when the dog's outside, the dog is usually thinking squirrel, and when a dog's not in the outdoors, a dog is thinking, how can I please you? What can I do? I love you. I love you. Please pet me. Please take me outside.
Okay, well, he was pretty happy that day because he was outside in the middle of the vortex, and the boy had a great time. And she took several pictures of the boy, and all around him were these blue vortexes, like I showed you. And not vortexes, but orbs were there around him. So he had his own experience, but I didn't ask him about it. But he did really open up. He was very shy when we first met him, but he really opened up, and we had a great time together that day.
So I wouldn't be surprised that she would say that would be the highlight of her trip to Sedona, because I can only imagine if I was going to Sedona, that would be exactly the type of experience that I would want to have. You know, my own personal transformation or my own personal evolution. It, you know, with the help of the vortex. So I'm wondering, Dean, what is that help, do you think, of that energy?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell everybody we just got joined by Michelle Bradshaw, happiness expert and life guide.
Hello.
Sorry, I didn't introduce you.
Okay, so, well, what I noticed immediately the first time I went into Boynton Canyon, which is where this vortex is, that virtually everything we talked about would start manifesting. And people have said that this is like the root chakra of Mother Earth. I don't know if I would go that far. It's like, I would say it has that root chakra or grounding energy. And the root chakra or Mother Earth energy is the physical dimension that we live in, the physical world. And the mother symbolizes birthing things into existence. So what I feel about this particular vortex is that it's great for the law of attraction, for just like Mother Earth has gravity and attracts things into existence or into manifestation. And I can think of so many times that people have talked about something. Like one time I was walking with a friend who had just arrived in Sedona, and we were walking down the trail, and she said, I would love to live here in Sedona. I don't know if I could make a living. And I said, well, you could probably meet enough people right on this trail for clients because you're a great yoga teacher and healer. You could probably meet enough people on this trail to start a practice and have clients. As I said that, as the words came out of my mouth, a guy passed us on the trail, turned around and said, I couldn't help but overhear you. And I really could use some grounding. I'm going through a divorce after 30 years of marriage to my high school sweetheart. I feel like I'm out of my body and I could really use some help. And I said, well, here's her phone number and her website, talk to her. And literally within a few days, he was her client. And so literally she said, I said, you could make a living from the clients you meet on this path. And within 5 seconds, she had one. That's what the vortexes are like. It amplifies the law of attraction, you know, making a wish, stating an intention, the words that you say amplify it times 10 or 100. I'm not sure what number, but it's just so powerful for grounding and manifestation and making things physical that are in your mind or in your words. So anyway, let's go back to the slideshow here. These are some more of the faces on the side of Kachina Woman. Is this one on the right? It looks like a monkey god to me. And he's staring out. And there on the left behind that tree is another monkey god facing the other way. And then if you look farther in the distance in between them, there's a face, looks like an Indian face, looking up at the sky. It's a little hard to see from this distance. That's actually Courthouse Rock. But I just see so many faces everywhere.
Do you think that's spirits in the rock? What do you think that is that causes that face formation in the rocks?
Well, you know, even scientists, I read, you may have read the article too, since we always read the same articles. About a week ago, something came out that said scientists have come to the conclusion that the entire universe is conscious. And it's all coming from source. It's all an expression or a manifestation of spirit. And so what a Kachina is a spirit that inhabits some part of nature, like the Kachina woman. Here we're looking out from the birthing cave, which is about a mile away. You can take a trail from Boynton Canyon over to the birthing cave. You go down Dead Man's Pass, and you're around Mescal Mountain, and there you are. And
Sounds
we're
like
in the
Dead
birthing
Man's
cave.
Pass was named that during the Old West.
I know. And this is a beautiful view of what is a pyramid-shaped rock on the left across the way, and then I think that's Thunder Mountain to the right side over there. But we have beautiful views from the birthing cave, and this is another place.
Sounds like a theme park.
It does. I feel like I'm in Disneyland, and each of these vortexes is like a ride.
I don't know how you got my dog in the picture.
You can manifest anything here.
Just another expression of
It
manifestation.
came out of the birthing cave, this replica of your dog. So, these are my friends that came when it was snowing in February. The same day, we were on the trail on Boynton Pass, and I worked with these two friends from California that visited me that day, and we did some energy work and healing work and got fully grounded in our bodies, with the work we were doing in Boynton Canyon. So it was a couple of hours after this photo was taken on further up Boynton Canyon that I manifested the house that I live in Sedona with their help. They were having a blast, as you can see. It is so fun. And I don't know what they took, but one of them grew into a giant and the other one, became tiny.
Is it an elevated energy there, Dean? Is there more levity, more joy, more playfulness?
Oh yeah, you could just look at these pictures.
Yeah,
they are just having an absolute blast in the snow. Yeah. and we just had so much fun just walking through Boynton Canyon. And yeah, we have all these beautiful pictures. And here's as you walk further into Boynton Canyon, and you're looking deep into the canyon about 3 miles from where we took this picture, which was actually Kachina Woman. Where we took this picture is what's called the Secret Mountain Wilderness. And that's what you're seeing, the light colored rocks in the middle.
I want to go on that ride, Secret Mountain Wilderness.
It does invite you. These pictures are very inviting. Like, I want to go to Sedona and go on this journey with you.
And you shall. And this, that's the energy of it. It's that feminine energy of irresistible attraction. You know what I mean? It just pulls you in.
Yes.
And go through these slides. They're actually of all the same place. We're going to go deeper and deeper in there. That's that same. I call that the ice cream castle on the left, and on the right of that is like Shangri-La. And here we have going home. Full moon coming up, and we're ending that trip for the day, going past Thunder Mountain there, and there's some more slides of some other things that happen on these Sedona Vortex experiences. So let's go to the next slide. Yeah, we ran across this yogi woman, and she's doing all of these wonderful poses there in that same place, which I call the womb of Mother Earth. So
that looks like a face too, kind of. You can see the mouth and the lips underneath that.
Oh, totally. That is one of the many faces of Kachina Woman right there.
Yeah.
And we just spontaneously, I didn't know any of these people before, but we have these gatherings every Saturday called the Sedona Vortex Experience. None of these people knew each other before. That's Brett, who does the sound healing, and there's Brenda and Maria. You can see that face of the monkey around the corner on the left in that last picture, staring at them. Um, there you go. That's that same monkey I showed you looking across.
Mm.
He's one of the guardians, and he's not checking them out. Are they okay? And then you always get the rays of the sun, like picking a person and zapping them.
Wow.
This is in that sound healing cave right next to Kachina Woman. So these are the kinds of experiences. And here you see that same eye-shaped portal. This was actually taken by Lynette, who Emrys knows from Sacramento, on the way to Sedona, going through Winslow, Arizona. But you see that same shape it looks like an eye or a flying saucer, but we see it over and over again. And so anyway.
Did you show that photograph of you with that extra eye in it?
No, I didn't.
That's such a great image.
No, we'll show that in another slideshow.
All right. So how long is this going on, and when is it happening, and how can people sign up?
So we're having these Sedona Vortex experiences every Saturday from 10 to 2 during the spring, which means from now until the middle of June. And then at the solstice, we're going to start doing them in Mount Shasta because it starts to get pretty hot here in the summer. It's already like 80 degrees now, and it's the beginning of May. But towards the end of the summer, it gets up to 100 and something here in Sedona. So I'm going to head to California, Mount Shasta. We'll have Sedona Vortex experiences, and then we'll do some in
You mean Shasta Vortex experiences, right?
Yes, Shasta Vortex experiences. Those are two of the main vortexes of North America. And then we're going to go do some things in magical places in Santa Cruz. And the way you can register is you can click on the link on the webpage.
There's a calendar right below this video on the page here.
Yeah, so just click on the day that you'd like to join us, and this will be asking for your name and your phone number and your zip code. The reason we ask for your zip code is because when we come to your area to put on an event, we'll be sending you an email about that as well. And also, if you'd like to get a private reading, we do like free mini readings if you send us your astrology information in advance.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I think, yeah, that's great. So we'll talk to you guys all at the Vortex experience, and thanks for sharing all the cool pictures and stories. And I guess anything else before we wrap up?
No, we'll see you at the Vortex experience in Sedona on a Saturday, anytime in the next, several weeks until the solstice.
All right.
Can't wait to go. Thank you.
Interesting.
I think you have to stop the